Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to be taking out Mega Beast's deck. This is his Temur kind of mid-rangey deck, which has caused a bit of a stir recently. And everyone's been having a lot of success with it from what I can see by comments and seeing stuff like that. But I'm on a really bad losing streak right now, and this deck hasn't been aiding me in quenching that. So hopefully that changes today. I think I haven't really played much since the stream night. And even since then, I think I'm still around about rank 29-30, which is quite a drop. But I'm sure I'll misplay it loads right now, and then we'll see. I mean, I can't really keep this just because it's a 2-land hand, 2 tap lands, and then not really much going on. I think the deck can do better. Like this hand here is just better all around. Evil Leap, Gatekeeper Vine, land air, enchantment destruction, and a big guy. So I'm pretty happy with this. No reason not to lead with the red mana here, because then it enables all our other lands if we want to play them. I'm probably just going to go turn 2 Great, I can't speak. Turn 2 Gatekeeper into turn 3 Evil Leap and start trying to get something going that way. Looks like we're playing, well, we could be playing Elves or Golgari Control. That's the problem with, it's one of the bigger issues with Golgari is that you can't really tell what they're playing normally unless they drop the 1-drop elf until a bit later on, because a lot of the cards are similar. I think we got 2 red and we got 2 green, so I'll get an untapped blue. And then that Bounding Crisis is kind of a cog in the works here. I don't know whether I want to go Evil Leap, keep up an activation, or just drop the Bounding Crisis. Depends on what this guy does, I guess. I mean, it's I'm not even going to say I'm the best at piloting this deck either, so probably is another reason why it's not been too successful. But I mean, what rank am I? 29. Okay, so it looks like we're playing Elves. I mean, if I hit an Ignition, I think this could be a different game. But I mean, this Gatekeeper guy is a pretty good blocker right now, so I don't particularly want to sack it out. I might try and, because he'll crunch in with both next turn. I can get a pretty nice block going on if I drop my blue source here, so I'm just going to try and surprise block something with Bounding Crisis, I think. And then that'll clean up his board, and then next turn we can slam the Evil Leap, and I think that'll be how we play. I mean, obviously if he goes Dwine in here, that sucks, but we still get a good block off. And I missed. No, I didn't miss my thingy. He's only coming in with the 1. I have no idea why you'd do that, but you lose nothing by crunching in with 2, I guess. Doesn't matter. Just finish. I mean, you could have a pump spell here, but just get it out of his hand. I'd rather use it on this than like Outland Colossus. Primal Bella at Might of the Masses. Either one would do it. Wild Size, nope. Just gonna let it go. I'm fine with that, because he would have took up his turn as well, unless it was one of the 1-drop ones and he had a 3rd drop in hand. But I've got a feeling this guy's got something he wants to play. Which is fine by me. What rank is he? He's 16, so it is a hefty rank difference. I think it's one of the lowest ranks I've played in a while. But he Wild Instincts, that was bizarre. Let's see, 3 for 1 in my favour. I'm okay with that. Fortunately, that means we can't really do anything this turn apart from play a tap line and slam Evil Leap. I mean, yeah, I could keep an activation up, but it's not. I mean, what is he could have Reef Soul? That's about the only thing he'd really. And why would you Reef Soul a Gatekeeper Vine? I don't think not having an activation up this turn is fine. I'd rather get the gate out of the way. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Please go Bone Splinters here. That would be brilliant. That was a brutal trade on his half though. Lost 3 cards there just for my Bounding Crisis. But now, Pierre and Kieran. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's more threatening here. Whether I should just slap. I think, honestly, I'd rather keep a Evil Leap trigger up on my cards right now, just in case he does have a Bone Splinter. I mean, next turn I can slam the Colossus, and if he does have removal, at least I get another card out of it. So I'm fine with doing, well, I'm not going to say doing nothing, but not really getting too much advantage that turn, leaving a mana open. He's hit his 5th land, and there's a Conclave Naturalist. I'm going to sack that Geiku Revival Response. That's annoying though. Don't really see too many of them. And we hit a Thopter Engineer, that's pretty nice. Don't think it's going to be coming down next turn though. We do have a clock going at him in the air though. And a decent clogging up on the ground. I mean, he should swing in here. There's absolutely no reason not to. Because I'm not going to block, and he doesn't. Okay, fair enough for me. Okay, well, crunching for 2 in the air, and then just slam the Colossus, I think. It's a slow clock, but it is there. And he can only block 1 creature, I've got to keep that in mind. With the Outland Colossus, so he can't double block me down, if he does have something like that. Damage effects, and then Colossus and Evolving Wild to try and thin out a bit now. But to be honest, I'm ready for Battle for Zendikar now, I think. Probably the biggest understatement, but I'm fairly getting pretty dry in this game. Not got too many so he does have the Bone Splinters. So it was the right line, even though it didn't work out for me. And there's a Lissalana. That's kind of annoying. We have to try and clock him in the air here. With a 4/4 on the ground, that could be a problem. I'd love a Gaia's Revenge or something, some really big. Whirler Rogue would be nice. Because right now we are not winning this race. I'm just going to get a red mana. I don't think it matters at this point. Got pretty good sources. Molder Hand was not what I wanted. Bit of Thopter Engineer. I mean, I'm tempted to play this Reclamation Sage blind. Like, well, when I say blind, I mean hitting nothing, just as it, so I can threaten a double block somewhere. Maybe that'll slow this guy down. But at the same time, I think that's a stupid play. But I mean, right now he's going to come in for, most likely, I mean, he will come in for 7. After making a token or something. I don't think we're going to beat him before that. So I am just going to slam this down as a blocker. If he goes Evil Leap next turn or something, fair enough. I'll accept that that was not ideal, but I'd much rather try and keep this guy back, because I will trade a PN Kieran and a Reclamation Sage for Conclave Naturalist. Guildleaf Winnower, so goodbye Thopter Engineer. Okay, so I'm glad I slammed that blocker now then. But we are definitely up against it. We need to draw some juice. Anything but land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, it's not even like we're particularly flooding out. I mean, I'll take that trade. It's a 4/4, but I mean, getting rid of his token generator. It's probably better than. Because I mean, it's not like we're on a clock, like that increases the clock, not taking 4 instead of 3 there. We need, I don't know, I'm thinking Whirl Rogue, another Outland Colossus. Nope, land, perfect. And this is what I'm talking about, I'm just on the fairly big losing streak right now. 4, 8, 9. I mean, there's really nothing we can do here. I'm going to just keep pushing, I don't know. I think this game's over. Yeah, I can't really think of anything in this deck. I mean, Chandler's Ignition is not exactly going to do it. Gaia's Revenge, I mean, that's kind of my hope. No, because even with Gaia's Revenge, that's only 11 damage if he crunched all and didn't have anything else. Yeah, I think this game's over. Unless I got like a Whirl Rogue and I could just block him down all day. That's not really winning me the game, it's just... This one on a Scarblade. Okay. So I enjoyed being ranked 29. Unfortunately, back down to 28. Yeah. I don't think there's anything I did wrong. He had the enchantment removal. And he just... I couldn't really get enough advantage out of that. He didn't have any buff spells there. And land. Nope, Gatecreeper Vine. Perfect. So I mean, I think we can yeah, we can live another turn. But it's not exactly... Again, it's not exactly awe-inspiring. So I'm trying to think this through. We've got 4 blockers, he's got 4 attackers, but 2 of his guys are 1 power. So I'm actually going to crunch in with 1 Thopter. Just for that play I said before, if we rip Guy's Revenge off the top and he crunches all out, there's a vague chance we can even him. Well, no, we can't actually. I don't know why I did that, because we're going to be losing this turn. Well, we're going to be losing creatures. So that was stupid. If by some reason, I mean, either way, I think we are pretty much screwed at this point. I can't think of too many ways out. I don't think we had a bad draw. Okay, yeah, so that did actually end up costing me the game, I think. And by costing me the game, I mean I could have lived 1 more turn. Because I can't block both 4/4s now. Yeah, I mean, I don't think... I mean, he's down to 1 card in hand, but I've got 3 lands. So... Actually, I think I would have lost either way, because I can't double block the Menace guy. So, I don't think... I think I was just... got elfed more than anything else. But I did enjoy being ranked 29. Back down we go. The funds. I'm just going to need to grind something out, because grind some easy wins out with some decks sometime, because I don't want the season to end with me on rank 25. That would be unfortunate. But we're going to dig back in and try and get a second one. I don't know, it's just the deck just doesn't seem to be working for me. I don't know, like, we had Evo Leap, we had Outland Colossus, we had a double Thopter guy, just couldn't really seem to get anything massively done before the elves overran us. I mean, if we'd had Chandra's Ignition, that game was over. But there's only 2 in the deck, so you can't rely on it. It helps you win some of them early games. It was disappointing. That was going really well with the 3-for-1 at the start. The Wild Instincts, Elvish Visionary, and the Thornbow Archer. And it looks like we've got a rematch. The elf deck, so hopefully mull down to 3 just to have a Chandra's Ignition in hand. I think that's going to be the plan. But yeah, we're just going to crunch in, see how this turns out. Long weekend, and this is not how I wanted to come back. 3 losses most likely, no my luck. I'm just on the biggest tilting streak ever. Hey, no, it's not the same guy. I just can't see a win. It's eluding me at the minute. 2 land hand, no, we can get blue, so yeah, we'll keep. Get our blue with the Gatecreeper Vine, and then hopefully we can get a second blue at some point down the line. Yes, I mean, this isn't a bad hand by any stretch, but I don't know, just whenever I see the elf thing, I just assume that it's a loss. It's a bad time for a gate to come. But we're not going to take a turn off. We've got a pretty solid couple of turns if things play out our way. Yes, I'd love to use the ability. Basic Island. So I mean, we're good on red and green at the minute, we just need more blue. So there was no point getting a gate there because we didn't need a gate. Yep, the elf deck it looks like. So I mean, we slam Thopter Engineer, try and clock him in the air, I guess. And just pray to God we find a untapped blue source on turn 4. That's not going to be an untapped blue source on turn 4. How do we order this? I mean, I could go tap land and then Visionary this turn. Or I could just slam this and then play Thopter Engineer 2 turns down the line. I think we're just going to stick with the plan. Slam Thopter Engineer. It's a good blocker against elves because it's a 1/3. And then, I don't know, we've got one more chance to rip that untap blue off the top. Plus this way we're a bit more aggressive. I think this is more aggressive. Because next turn we can just do the same except we drop a visionary. So, I'm fine with this. Just using most of our mana. 19 versus 20, so this match is practically dying down. It's 20 turns and this guy he's up shit creek. There's a third green source. I don't know, it feels like the days when I run across like mana screwed opponents or people who keep weird hands, it just don't happen anymore, and that's like the perfect answer for this deck. Do we run removal? I haven't put any twin bolts in yet. That was a change I was thinking about, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. And at the minute I really wish I had. And we didn't rip the blue source. No, you're staying back. So I mean, we Evolving Wilds, Elvish Visionary, take it from there, I guess. I mean, he can't really crunch in yet, but drop a couple more elves and that Jagged Scar is going to be a really big problem. I don't know. See what we hit. Fiery Conclusion is beautiful. In fact, we're going to just crap this thing off right now before he can take out Orthopter. Yeah, so flying is so important against elf decks unless they have Dwynen. I mean, I've got 2 Shanda's Ignition, he's only got 2 Dwynen. It's not unreasonable for either of our sides not to see them in each game. And they're kind of the ultimate counter to each other. And he doesn't seem to have Dwynen. That's I call it bad elf because I always forget its ability. And there it is again. And he's only got 1 elf in the graveyard, so let's keep that in mind. You can only activate it once. I mean, unfortunately we don't get to Whirl a Rogue this turn because of the way life turned out. But I mean, I had to do that. I had to keep this flying clock on. Can't let that thing get too bigger. I mean, it'd be practically out of range from the Fiery Conclusion. Plus, it would have took out my creature. So I mean, I feel that's right. Mostly against elf decks, you beat them down in the air, especially as Thopters. So we're just going to slam the Visionary here. Taps my blue source, which I'm not happy about if we draw Bounding Crisis. I should check though. Zendikar's Incarnate is a pretty good draw though. Don't think we're going to be casting him next turn though. I think Whirl a Rogue for the essentially 2 more damage haste in the air is more valuable. He's on 5 land though, so Guilt Leaf Winnower would suck right now. And we got decent defense. That's the thing right now. I will throw Gatekeeper in front of one of these Scarred Vine Breeders if he wants to pay 3 mana and use that ability just to kill a Gatekeeper Vine. I'm absolutely fine with that. But I don't think, apart from that, you can't really favorably crunch in here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that. Means he's not going to be playing something too scary this turn with the ability. 3 mana becomes a 3/3 if he does decide to do that. Which he doesn't. That's the right play, I think. I mean, Guy's Revenge is going to be pretty nice, even though he does have probably enough blockers to scare us off. And he's playing it on defense with that Vine Breeder. That's the blue source we need. There's Whirl a Rogue. Another blue source. Yeah, we're just gonna slam the Whirl a Rogue here. I'm not sure. Do we want to give something? No, we can't give something unblockable because they've got haste, so it's not exactly like we're forcing through any damage. Let me attack. 1, 2, 3. So I mean, he's on a fairly decent clock now. What's that, like 6 turns? 7? I don't know. Yeah, 6 turns. If he doesn't have an answer. Plus next turn we get to slam Zendikar's Incarnate into Guy's Revenge, which is pretty powerful by any standards. Hell, even if we draw an untapped land next turn, we get to Guy's Revenge off the top, which will hurt. Yeah, again, I just don't feel like this deck has got anything secured until I see their life total on 0. I mean, he could go Languish here, and it's not the first elf deck I've seen that has Languish, and it's just insanity. Okay. Reclamation, Sage, doesn't do anything. We can't slam Guy's Revenge, so yeah, again, it's going to be 3 damage in the air. So I mean, he can't attack on the ground, and he has nothing to block the air. Like a Dwyane off the top just completely changes this game in his favour, I think. Damage effects is always great to watch, and a 7/4 hits the field. Like Zendikar's Incarnate just kills him next turn if he doesn't have Fog. Not Zendikar's Incarnate, Chandra's Ignition. He is on 7 mana. He could slam his own. He could slam his own Guy's Revenge at us. Don't know what them 3 cards in his hand are. That's what's worrying me right now. They could be like 3 fogs. There's a land. Yeah, I mean, if you want to activate the ability and trade 3 of your cards for Guy's Revenge here, I am 100% okay with that. But now we're just gonna go balls to the walls, crunch all out, bring back Thopter Engineer, and everyone else is expendable. Probably should have even crunched in with. I mean, if I take him down to 1, I didn't do any maths. And the Thopter Engineer should have came in. But I mean, you have to chump Gaia, you have to chump Zendikar Incarnate. So I mean, yeah, I guess there was really no reason. I mean, you're taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So, I mean, I guess it keeps 1 o'clock. Yeah, you can activate your ability and kill our Guy's Revenge, but you are not in a good situation. You have no board against the Zendikar Incarnate or Whirler Rogue. Of course I might. So you're not going to... Well, I guess he can save his creature. He's going to trade as well, actually, so... I mean, he's got no board still, but we're going to have less of a board than I thought we had. Chorus of Might is a card you don't normally see. Granted, it is just a more expensive Might in the masses right now, but... He is down to 5. We have... more than 5 power on the board. He is not in a good situation. He needs to go like Guilt Leaf Winnower. I mean, Languish, like I said, if he plays Languish, I'm going to be so upset. Because, especially in an elf deck. He was running 60 cards. So, I mean, he would have had to hit his 60 as well. This guy loves his damage effects. Always fun to commentate over. You enjoy watching them animations that get boring after 2 seconds. And I'll enjoy bitching about them. And we're going to hold this land back. There's really no reason to play it out, even though he knows we have it, because hold priority. And so I mean, yeah, Languish pretty much a bust at this point. Judging by his turn, I think we might have got this. I mean, you could have Fog, but we're not gonna show mercy here. We are just gonna control out. And hey, we're gonna win, back up to 29. Hopefully we can be part of the 30 club someday. And yeah, again, maybe I should have only crunched in for lethal, because damage effects here are going to be painful. So it's 1-1. We'll try and make it 2-1 in our favour, and then we'll have gained rank this episode. Which is all that matters. Fred the Sage, GG. Night Oak. Have we hit 4,500? Hey, we won't hit it next game either. 30 damage opposed out of combat. What did I deal? How did I deal damage to him outside of combat there? I generally can't even think. And I'm going the wrong way. Outside of combat in the Temur deck. I didn't burn him. I have no idea. I did something right there, so... I mean, I didn't even... What did we have? We had Geiki Revines, Elvish Visionaries. Nah, I have no idea. Maybe it comes damage like from the Fiery Conclusion? I have no... I'm not even gonna question it. As long as it's getting me the monies. Hey, we might actually hit 4,500 if we hit that challenge. I don't think this is exactly the right deck to do that. So, I think that dream could be off. 34. So I mean, we've already lost this game. It was fun. Hey, I'm on the play. 4 land hand, Bounding Crisis, Whirler Rogue. Yeah, this is a keep. So we've got a blue, we need another red, is essentially. So we get blue with this Evolving Wilds. No, we get red with this Evolving Wilds. I mean, we don't need to play something turn 2, hopefully. So yeah, we get a red here. And then take it from there. This guy is playing a gate. That is fantastic. Because I think our turn 3 and turn 4 here is pretty much the most powerful in the game. Nothing really much is more devastating than Bounding Crisis into Whirler Rogue. Rootbound Crag. So yeah, it doesn't really matter which one we play. All these lands we can play next turn. Soulful Force will give us a blue. Hinterland Harbour will give us a blue untapped. Both of them will give us untapped. And so this guy is actually not in a great situation. I'd love to draw into some more creatures though. Okay, so we literally have the most devastating turn 3, turn 4, turn 5 I can think of. Bar like a Languish that would like ruin like red deck wins or something. I can't think of anything more brutal than this. Okay. Are we playing? Okay, I was gonna say we're playing like a prowess deck, but it looks like artifacts, which I guess isn't a great matchup. I could have tried to surprise block that Chief of the Foundry sometime, but I'd rather just try and race this guy. I think we've got the hand for it. Whirler Rogue Guy's Revenge is not going to be pretty. Woodland Bellower on turn 6 now. Okay, we've curved out beautifully if we hit land drops. This isn't pretty. I mean, he could just drop like his own Whirler Rogue, and then with the Chief of the Foundry, we're back to square one. By square one, I mean not in a good situation. But Woodland Bellower can get us Reclamation Sage, and then that'll be a punishing for him. Top to Spy Network. I would love to get his Chief of the Foundry off the board. Unless we were Conclave Naturalist or Reclamation Sage, I don't think we can do it this turn though. Exquisite Firecrafts, Chandra's Ignition, none of that really. Well, Chandra's Ignition, I'm not sure I'd really want to do that just yet. Let's see what we draw first. PN Kieran. We play second Whirler Rogue here and then just make our first Whirler Rogue unblockable, and we just go full on race mode right now, I think. Because I mean that's what, 1, 2, 4, 7 damage coming at him. Granted, he's making his own air defense right now, but Woodland Bellower should help us with that. We only need to hit one more land, preferably next turn. I mean, yeah, if he wants, he can swing with Chief of the Foundry this next turn, and then that would get him draw him a card. Because I mean, I wouldn't block, but you might be scared of like Fiery Impulse or Twin Bolt. Well, not Twin Bolt, Fiery Impulse, which I don't have spell mastery for. So hey, he's playing white, so I'm guessing it's like the Valor and Akros deck, which is terrible. I've tried that. It's not a pretty deck. Espezo is a problem though. I'd love to be able to kill his Chief of the Foundry this next turn. Fortunately not. Okay. So let's think this through. With Pia and Kieran here, we can make our Bounding Crisis unblockable for a couple turns, I think. He has to bounce an artifact, and nothing there's favourable to bounce. So I think Whirler Rogue, tap down the 2 tap Thopters. So is there anything else? I mean, we could 2-turn clock him if we tap down a second set of Thopters, so I think that makes sense. And then okay, this guy's gone. But this is the deck what it's meant to be doing, even though like at the minute this is just being essentially worse artifact deck at the minute because we haven't really linked the green in. Nothing, I mean, apart from Bounding Crisis. But I do like this because if we rip a land, green definitely gets linked in. And even if we don't rip another land right now, we can Chief of the Foundry and just crunch in. I mean, his Chief of the Foundry is dead next turn. He's dead next turn no matter what, either way, but just from if this game was more locked up. Thunderclap Wyvern, Wyvern, that's gone. I mean, you can hit us for a lot this turn. 9 damage you could hit us for. In the air, but obviously we could block, and we will block. And by will block, I mean we don't need to block, so we're not going to block. Because we need the Thopters just in case he's got like a Fiery Impulse to screw us over here. Yeah, you draw a card, my friend. Not going to save you. I mean, what could he go? Go land into Twin Bolt. And even that, we still got enough Thopters. So yeah, I generally can't think of a way this guy can. Sometimes he call a decision. Even that's not going to save him though. Shanna's Ignition. Can we kill him with that? No, we cannot. There's no cool way to kill him here. I'm just trying to think of one. So we're just going to do this nice and boring. Not even going to bother. I didn't even crack my Evolving Wilds, which was a horrible misplay. But luckily we didn't need to. Because we just get to even them out here, and hey, we did manage to climb rank. It's a miracle. They are the right 2 creatures, just making sure. And who knows? Maybe this biggest losing streak in the world is over now. Managed to scrape 2 wins out there. Mind you, that guy wasn't in a bad situation. If we didn't have the unblockable, we were really up shit creek. And we're my favourite avatar again. Ooh. And we didn't manage to hit. So how far are we off on the quests? We're doing 21 and 5. So who knows? Whoa, you get 60. Deal 30 damage to your opponent's creatures. Okay, that makes sense. We did Fiery Conclusion. So there we go. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I should be able to clock out a couple of videos this weekend because I managed to do all my work. So hopefully we won't have such a big gap as we did before. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you later.